Hey, coaches, welcome back to Football Talk with Coach Chip, right here on the Coach Chip channel on YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about coaching points on the Buck RPOs. I'm working on my next book. It's going to be nothing but bucks, under center bucks, I formation bucks, one back bucks, gun buck, spread gun wing T buck, any buck you can think of, I'm doing it. We're calling it Buck with RPOs Explained. This is a preview of what you can expect from Coach Chip's newest book, due out at the end of the month. That's January of 2022. Let's get into it. Y'all kind of like that, don't you? I think it's pretty cool too. All right, first off, let's talk about this. Is my favorite of all of them. I don't know, I just love them. I'm going to tag some things at the bottom, link them up at the bottom, I should say, in the comments, where you can go and find video on previous episodes of Football Talk with Coach Chip, and you'll be able to see the video of this exact buck being run, in a ball game and run successfully. So this RPO, I love it. It puts the backside inside linebacker, the wheel. He's W on my diagram here, okay? That's the wheel, that's his read. All right, now this is the old wing T guy in me, and I've married these wing T principles with with wing T principles, with spread principles. I'm not a gun wing T guy. I just use wing T principles in what I do, in my blocking, and in the whole philosophy of how to attack, putting people in a bind. And there's a lot of coaches that do that don't even know they're doing it. Okay, this about the whole concept of putting somebody in conflict, putting somebody in a bind on defense, using their technique against them, using their coaching, the way they've been coached against them. And so y'all know well as I do, if you run a lot of buck or you pull guards a lot, these defensive coordinators are going to get their kids, their linebackers, reading those pulling guards, okay? And when that guard pulls, when that backside guard pulls, the wheel's coaching is going to trigger him. And if it doesn't, that means he's not pursuing the buck, and so you can give the thing, okay? And if that's a pretty good football player, that's a good thing if you're making his butt stay at home or making his butt wrong, okay? And so I love this because it puts that backside inside linebacker, the one I call Will, the read, in conflict. The quarterback, when he receives the snap, will immediately put his eyes on the Will linebacker. Once he secures the snap, he is not looking at the back. He's going to extend the ball toward the backside, which in this case is to the right. Extend the ball this way, okay, with eyes on Will. He will not take his eyes off the wheel until the mesh is complete with the running back, okay? The running back is responsible for the mesh. Now, I teach to extend the ball belt high, belly button high. You may want to extend it differently. It's got to be, the only thing the quarterback needs to be responsible for on the mesh is putting that ball in about the same place every time. And the back, they have to rep this up. We did it over and over again until we got it right. And then we kept doing it every day for 5 minutes so we couldn't get it wrong. And just a mesh period. One day it was just, it was like a downhill mesh, working on power or zone or belly, whatever it is you run for your inside game out of a pistol or an offset downhill look. And then one day was sidecar. Mesh is mesh. And we would do that every day. They would mesh. During the season, I'm talking about. And that back's got to understand, he's got to take ownership that the mesh is his. He's responsible for it, okay? The running back is responsible for it. The quarterback is reading wheel. The quarterback's got to be told, don't even glimpse at the pocket. You got to get him out of it right off the bat from day one when you start doing it, because these kids, if they've never RPO'd, they're used to looking that ball in. I remember doing that, back in the old days, they would look that ball all the way in. And I remember that. And these kids have been taught that from rec league all the way up to middle school and maybe even into high school. And when you bring in that RPO game, you got to break them of that habit. It's not a bad habit, you just can't RPO. They can't see two things. They can't look at the back. So he's got to extend the ball, the back responsible for the mesh, and the back's going to make a pocket and fit up over the ball and do not lock down on it. The quarterback read is the wheel. If the wheel chases the buck or follows the backside guard like scraping flat, the quarterback knows to disconnect without dropping, just setting his feet and hum the ball to number 2 right here. Just like this. If this dude goes here, scraping because the guard pulled, or this dude fires, is triggered by the pulling guard to run through here or run through here, okay? Then the quarterback immediately disconnects. Another thing too, if the wheel is walked up, that's an odd, I mean, you just turned it to quick game. You know, you flash fake it. I told the quarterback, just flash fake and throw. I said, you can even tell that running back, just get the heck out of the way and get on. Don't even slow down for mesh. Just haul butt and throw that thing because it's there. It's going to be there. So if he chases buck or he triggers on the pulling guard, the backside guard, he'll disconnect, okay, and hum it right here to number 2. He's only reading the wheel. If he reads the pull, but the outside linebacker, or in this case, the R right here, let's say they're in man, okay, because that's one, a lot of teams did that to us. They'd go man once they realized we were RPO, and that was their answer. And that's why I have him releasing out, number 2, releasing out right here, and stick it on the 3rd step. So he needs to have his outside foot back. First step with the outside foot is 1, 2, 3. Get a good head and shoulder fake here to the outside and come right here. All right, now you can run the slant or you can run a slant and sit right here. Okay, I always ran the slant, but I've been talking with other coaches and they started doing the slant and sit because it just gives that number 2, that wide receiver, more courage not coming in here. And a lot of things may have that free safety coming here head hunting. So you put him right here and boom, and if he gets tackled, you get a few yards. You just tell him to sit down right where the wheel was before he aligned. Okay, that's his route. If the outside linebacker locks on and runs in here or undercuts it and takes away that, all he's got to do is just relocate his shoulders. He can do his hips real quick and fire the ball to number 1 on the 5-yard under. He will be open. Y'all have heard me say it over and over and over again when I talk RPOs. I love the under and the slant. I love it. Because if they're really good in here and they're taking it away, they better be super out here because we're going to sell this thing with an outside release like we're about to run fade. And I'm going to tell you about fades. You ain't got to throw it a lot, but you need to run it a lot. Challenge this guy. Put him in a bind, challenge him, make him think, I'm going to get burned, I'm going to get burned. And run him. And, you know, if you're running something like over here, just tag a fade back over here and tell this guy, just sell the crap out of it. And you got to sell these receivers to understand sometimes they are just decoying. But understand the decoy is going to open them up later. And he's going to come right here, boom, underneath, and he's going to be wide open. And if they're good enough, they can lock you down here, and they can lock you down here, you're screwed anyway. All right, so while reading the wheel, the quarterback will shuffle twice. My coaching point on this is shuffle, shuffle. I even have them say it when we're practicing it, and I'll have them say it out loud, shuffle, shuffle. Okay, eventually they'll quit saying it, and if they've got it mastered, good. If they don't have it mastered, I say it, and I make them say shuffle, shuffle. They're going to have 2 shuffles, okay, to the left or to the right, to the play side, depending on which way you're going, as they're reading the wheel, okay? I tell the running back and the quarterback, if that ball is still in the running back's pocket, when he clears your play side hip, the front side hip, the running back can clamp down and take it away from him. We're running buck. So I tell that quarterback, and here's the thing, that's the glory of the way I do the mesh. The fact that the quarterback's not the least bit responsible for him, that it's all on the back, it means the quarterback can start reading the wheel before the mesh ever starts. As soon as he secures the ball, his eyes need to go to Will as he's extending the ball about belt buckle high. He's looking backside at that Will. Then here comes the mesh happening. He's looking backside at Will, shuffle. Looking backside at Will, shuffle. Boom, pull it out, throw it. Or leave it in there running back clamps down. Okay, and to me, that's kind of an edge even on the old triple option because it all happened right there at the line of scrimmage and it was bing, bang, boom. It's a little bit slower read when you're in gun because you're 4 yards away from the mess, 4 yards away from all the playing and the fighting that's going on up front. So if he's still in his pocket, when he gets to that play side or front side hip of the quarterback, you tell him, just rip his hands, slam off his arms, and he'll quit doing that crap. He'll read that thing quicker if he wants to throw it. And the running backs will do it because they want to run the football. They hate the RPO. Okay? So the quarterback will pull the ball and throw the RPO if the wheel chases the buck. And if he doesn't, he's just going to leave it. Okay? Here's what I teach. If he sits, drops, or widens, we're running buck. Talking about the wheel. If he sits, and on one of the videos that I'm going to link up down below, you'll see where the linebacker sat down. He just kind of sat there and patted his feet. Okay? And the quarterback ended up throwing it on that one, and it was good because the receiver ran a great skinny route, and he was open anyway. But and I told him on film study, I said, that was a give, buddy. He said, yes, sir, it was. You're right. But if the wheel sits, drops, or widens, so if he drops into here, widens out to here, or just sits here, automatic give, because we got enough to block these people. We got enough. Okay, we got 6 blocking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 on 6. He makes it 7. Okay, so understand that. I always tell the quarterback, if you have any doubt on what you should do, any doubt, your default is give to live. Give to live. The number 2 wide receiver, okay, will release slightly outside, as I told you, and run that 3-step slant and sit down behind the wheels pre-snap alignment. The number 1 wide receiver is going to run a 5-yard under route, okay, and that's going to be wide open, I promise you. There was times where I even had a signal where I tell him, I said, throw it to 1. Is it one based on what we saw the defense doing, or based on how the outside linebacker was playing it? I said, throw it to 1. I said, if you read if you read keep, throw it to 1. He's going to be wide open on the under. Okay, and because this kid here the corner was getting pushed off. This kid here, the outside backer, was running inside. And we used to have a drill, we'd do it with our receivers, where they'd come in and run the under. They'd go real fast, real hard, sell the deep, and then gear down and boom, come under slow. And here's why. This kid's done. He's out of it. Okay, now he's going to scramble and come up. But under slowly, so when you do catch it, you won't be carried all the way in here where the other linebackers and where that outside backer is carried the slant inside. And you get boom and get vertical right there. It's real fast takeoff, sell that sucker deep, make your cut sharp, and then start gearing down as you come under. You probably catch the ball somewhere in here after just a couple of steps, and then get up the field, and it's one-on-one with the corner. You got stuff coming from the inside, but it's a good way to turn a 5-yard game into a 10, 12-yard game. Break a tackle, you may have a chance to do something on down there, okay? If the outside linebacker takes away the slant, the quarterback will throw the under. And I'm telling you, sometimes I just told him, throw the under. And we had a signal and a call for that and all that. All right? All right, we're 14 minutes in, and we just talked about the one play, about the backside RPO off of the buck. And I'm going to do is come back and do another one on front side. All right, look below and I'm going to link up some other videos that I've made that actually have game footage of us running this particular RPO. Be sure to like and subscribe my page. Please, guys, subscribe. If you're watching this, you're not subscribed, come on now. All right, like it, okay? Hit the little bell. You won't be alerted when I put up new content. And please share it. Share Football Talk with Coach Chip. I have a 3-page packet, okay? And of course, I'll send it to you electronically. All right, of all the videos I'm going to do on this, I got another one I'm going to do. It's going to be right after this. It's going to be part 2 of this on the front side RPO. okay, to it. And it's one of the reasons why I like running the buck over running the stretch, because the buck's going to hit just outside of the tackle and it's not going to get bounced. And then you can run that RPO to the front side and not worry about people being out there, like you're not blocking the outside backer or the corner because you're reading them, but then the back bounces it out there and they come up, make the play and all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to do another part for that. All right, if you want information on how to get my copy of get your copy of my playbook, and that's what it's called, my playbook. So a bunch of the stuff that we've got here on the channel. Hit me up at siegel.chip@gmail.com, siegel.chip@gmail.com. Okay. Don't forget our good friends at Right Equipment, right-equipment.com, for all your strength and conditioning needs. You need something for your weight room, go there. Go there, give them a chance. See if they can't beat the price of somebody else. They'll work with you. They have financing available, and programs are underfunded. They'll bill you later for it. All kind of things they can do. Call the good people or contact them through their website at Right Equipment, right-equipment.com. They're good folks. They're former coaches. They know what you're going through. They know what you need. They've been there, done that. Okay? And some of them got the rings to prove it. So also join the conversation at Football Talk with Coach Chip on Facebook, and it's at Chip Siegel on Twitter. Hey, until next time, remember what I like to tell y'all, be elite.